deserted land, far from the hubbub of city life, maybe a few tribal villages here and there, now pounding a dominating impulse on the power map of India. Bokreshwar Thermal Power Project, situated in the district of Birbhum, between Shiuri and Dubrajpur, on the State Highway number 5. The nearest railway station is Chinpai, on the Ondal-Shaithia route. Distance from Kolkata, around 200 kilometers. The Bokreshwar Thermal Power Plant is a coal-based power project of 3 into 210 megawatts installed capacity, financed by the Overseas Economic Cooperation Fund of Japan. The plant was commissioned well ahead of schedule, and this is reckoned as a landmark event in the Indian power scenario. The first unit was synchronized on the 18th of July 1999, the second on the 20th of May 2000, and the third was synchronized on the 21st of March 2001. Itochu of Japan and Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited are again engaged in the construction of the main plant for Unit 4 and 5 after successfully implementing Units 1, 2 and 3. Unit 4 is expected to be synchronized within March 2007. Whenever any big industry is set up, the first thought that peeps into the mind of the local people is the black smoke that comes out from the chimney. Ultimately, this project successfully proved that the apprehension was not correct. Rather, the authorities are thinking of blossoms on a rock. Coal, the fuel, is purchased from ECL and Bengal MTA, a joint venture company with WBPDCL. Raw coal is unloaded on a track hopper of 4,000 metric ton capacity. The conveyors transport the coal to either crushed stockpile or to the coal bunkers at the powerhouse. Uncrushed coal stacking and reclaiming is also possible. Coal is transported to the plant through the Ondal-Shaithia railway line. Dust suppression and dust extraction systems have been provided in different installations, like the track hopper area, the transfer point area, and the crusher house. In the recent past, one additional path of 200 meters has been installed at the post-track hopper for wetting the wagons containing the raw coal. The use of chemicals in the dust suppression system is also being considered. Daily, on an average, 7,000 metric tons of coal is unloaded through the track hopper. Coal wash is conveyed to the settling pond for precipitation of coal particles. Finally, clean water is released to the guard pond. The high efficiency of the ESP was sustained by rigorous maintenance at regular intervals by maintaining the desired gas flow distribution as well as the excess air monitoring. Opportunity maintenance is also being done. The efficiency is kept at the level of 99.875%. The boiler itself is designed for low NOx generating character. Due to all these, stack emission, that is, suspended particulate matter, SOx, NOx, and carbon dioxide, all remain well below the admissible limits. Online monitoring of stack emission parameters continues. Flue gas sampling at the chimney is carried out regularly by WBPCB approved laboratories, as well as by our department. Last year the average data was suspended particulate matter 21.87 milligrams per normal meter cube, SOx 359.87 milligrams per normal meter cube, NOx 111.58 milligrams per normal meter cube, and carbon dioxide at 13.16%. 3 local environment monitoring stations, located at 120 degrees, were set up to record ambient pollution-related parameters. There are 2 systems of ash disposal: wet disposal through the ash slurry pumps and dry disposal through the ash silos. Wet ash in the form of ash slurry is fed to the ash pond by slurry pumps and the conveying pipelines. The capacity of the ash pond is 11 million cubic meters. It can accommodate the ash generated in 25 years by 3 units. 3 recovery pumps at the ash pond and the cladiflocculator inside the plant perform ash water recovery. The disposal of dry ash is achieved through 3 ash silos, each with a capacity of 300 metric tons. The ash is mainly supplied to the cement manufacturers and to some other agencies. Fly ash utilization is increasing day by day, and the target is 10% utilization by 2008. The utilization for the year 2003-2004 is 1.3 lakh metric tons. For 2004-2005, it is 1.34 lakh metric tons. And for the year 2005-2006, it is 2.42 lakh metric tons. One of the fundamental inputs for the plant, raw water, is taken from the Tilpara intake pump house on the river Moyuraki and the Bokreshwar Dam, constructed over the small watercourse called the Bokreshwar River. The intake pumps feed raw water to the reservoirs inside the plant. Raw water consumption has been reduced drastically to as low as 11.7 million cubic meters this year. Though it was presumed in the project report that total consumption will be 48 million cubic meters per year. The ash water recovery, CT blowdown recovery, reduction of steam leakage and other operations are the reasons behind this. Water consumption for the year 2003-2004 was 3,219 kiloliters per million units. For the year 2004-2005, it was 2,717 kiloliters per million units, and in the year 2005-2006, it was 2,675 kiloliters per million units, in spite of catering construction water. 2 raw water reservoirs accommodate 1 million cubic meters of water. LDPE liners in the reservoir bed prevent any seepage losses. Raw water is pumped to the demineralization plant or the ash plant through 3 raw water pumps. Raw water for the DM plant or cooling tower makeup is routed through cladiflocculators, which can clarify 21,500 cubic meters of raw water per hour. Before entering the demineralization process, water is filtered through sand beds. Activated carbon filters are used to remove residual chlorine. Demineralization occurs in the resin beds, placed in series called chains. Out of 4 chains, 2 can be put into service at a time. Each chain has a capacity of generating 60 cubic meters of demineralized water per hour. Water that comes out from the plant or the township is free from pollutants, as neutralization pits and settling tanks are very much in operation. The Bokreshwar Thermal Power Plant gets concession in water cess not only for adopting water recycling in huge quantities, but also for eco-friendly effluents. Effluent parameters remain well below the PCB norms. The consumption of oil is kept very low due to efficient operation of the plant. Oil, mainly LDO, is unloaded from the oil rake through the unloading header and the unloading pumps. Oil leakage, if at all, occurs during oil unloading. It is recovered in the oil-water separator tank through centrifuge. Specific oil consumption for the year 2003-2004 was 0.914 milliliters per kilowatt hour. In the year 2004-2005, it was 0.564 milliliters per kilowatt hour. And in the year 2005-2006, it was 0.404 milliliters per kilowatt hour. Effluents from the coal yard settling pond, the DM plant neutralization pits, the oil recovery tanks and other places finally accumulate in the guard pond and settles before it is released into the surrounding area through a small channel. The water thus released to the surrounding area is tested regularly by our department as well as WBPCB. The pH, BOD, COD, TSS, oil and grease, total copper and total iron remains well within stipulated values. Local farmers are utilizing this released water for cultivation. Rainwater harvesting inside the plant will be adopted in the near future. 3 fire tenders were purchased to safeguard the plant from fire hazards. Their specialty is that they can move through fire and the driver can perform the total operation. These fire tenders can project 55 meters long water or foam jet, and the nozzle can rotate at an angle of 270 degrees. Software-based advanced fire protection systems have been adopted for the plant. There is also a fire hydrant protection around the oil tanks. No one is allowed inside the plant without personal protection equipment such as helmets, safety shoes and such like. The nicely set upholstery of the technical building, the beautiful conference room and the enriched library creates a cool and congenial working environment. Cleaning contractors were deployed to maintain fresh atmosphere. Thick-leaved plants in huge numbers were planted in and around the plant to increase the green top area. Enhancing the aesthetic beauty of the plant has been seriously considered. Soil that was thought to be of no use is now producing fruit. A soil conservation and development program was taken up on the Bokreshwar River catchment area after detailed soil survey. Tree plantation was done according to the soil characteristics. The total catchment area of the Bokreshwar Dam Reservoir is 110 square kilometers. Contour level field bunding was done to prevent soil erosion. Thousand hectares of forest land and 350 hectares of non-forest land out of the 7,000 hectares command area was identified, and approximately 25,62,000 saplings were planted. Considerable increase in humidity and subsurface moisture has been observed. The land is now breathing a sigh of relief under the pleasant cover of greenery. The All India Institute of Hygiene and Public Health of the Government of India was engaged for conducting benchmark surveys in the year 2004-2005 regarding health aspects and waterborne diseases in the surrounding area of the Bokreshwar Dam Reservoir. The report was satisfactory. In the year 2003-2004, the plant was awarded with a silver medal from the Government of India for meritorious performance. Occupational health care is also seriously handled. The statistical review of the records reveal the working condition. The social development of the local area was also considered. Evictees of the Bokrashwar Dam area were rehabilitated at the Binoy Nagar colony at Taposhpur. To create a conducive atmosphere for learning, nearby schools and colleges were aided with engineering materials. Kobiguru High School, Chinpai High School, Taposhpur Colony School, Krishna Chandra College are some of its beneficiaries. Chinpai and Kochujod railway stations were developed and the approach road to these stations were constructed. Till date, no single complaint has been raised by local residents regarding pollution. This tells the story of our eagerness towards creating a blissful atmosphere for all. Caring for the environment comes naturally from the heart. Clean and fresh surroundings are an absolute necessity for efficient work output and a bright future. How can we ever forget that? When the sun sets in the western horizon and darkness creeps in, a whisper is heard in the embalmed darkness. Nature is really in the safe hands of the Bokrashwar Thermal Power Plant.